Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a prolific and influential classical composer. Despite his brief life, he created more than 800 works in virtually every genre of his time. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in Salzburg on the 27th of January 1756 to Leopold Mozart and Anna Maria. Salzburg was the capital of the Archbishopric of Salzburg, a Holy Roman Empire ecclesiastical principality, and today part of Austria. He was the youngest of 7 children, 5 of whom died in infancy. The day following his birth, Mozart was baptized as Johannes Christomas Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart at St. Rupert's Cathedral in Salzburg. As an adult, he was known as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, but his name had various variations. His father Leopold was a minor composer and an experienced teacher. He taught Wolfgang when he was younger, including languages and academic disciplines in addition to music. When Wolfgang was a child, his family travelled around Europe, where he and his sister, Maria Anna, performed as child prodigies. The first of these was held in 1762 at the court of Prince-Elector Maximilian III of Bavaria in Munich, as well as in the imperial courts of Vienna and Prague. A 3.5-year concert tour followed, taking the family to courts all across Europe. Wolfgang met several musicians and became acquainted with the works of other composers on this tour. Johann Christian Bach, who he met in London in 1764 and 1765, had a particularly strong impact on him. Mozart composed his first symphony when he was 8 years old, and the majority of it was most likely transcribed by his father. In 1773, the ruler of Salzburg, Prince Archbishop Hieronymus Colloredo, hired Mozart as a court musician. In Salzburg, the composer had many friends and admirers and was able to work in a variety of genres, including symphonies, sonatas, string quartets, masses, serenades, and a few minor operas. In August 1777, Mozart resigned his position at Salzburg and on the 23rd of September set off again in search of work, visiting Augsburg, Mannheim, Paris and Munich. 2 years later, Mozart returned to Salzburg, taking up a new appointment. Mozart's aim was now to meet the emperor, which he eventually did, and pursue a career in Vienna. Mozart's new career in Vienna started off well. He regularly played as a pianist, notably in a competition before the emperor with Museo Clementi on the 24th of December 1781, and he quickly established himself as the best keyboard performer in Vienna. He also flourished as a composer, finishing the opera The Abduction from the Seraglio in 1782, which premiered on the 16th of July 1782 with huge success. After failing to win the hand of Alicia Weber, Mozart's attention was turned to the family's third daughter, Constance. The courtship was not without complications. Preserved letters show that Mozart and Constance briefly split in April 1782. Mozart faced a difficult struggle in obtaining his father's approval for their marriage. The pair married in St. Stephen's Cathedral on the 4th of August 1782, the day before his father's approving letter came in the mail. The couple had 6 children, of which only 2 survived childhood. As a consequence of the influence of Gottfried van Swieten, who had numerous manuscripts of the Baroque masters, Mozart became intimately familiar with the works of Johann Sebastian Bach and George Friedrich Handel in 1782 and 1783. Around 1784, Mozart met Joseph Haydn in Vienna, and the two composers became friends. When Haydn visited Vienna, they occasionally performed as an impromptu string quartet. From 1782 through 1785, Mozart performed as a soloist in concerts, offering 3 or 4 new piano concertos per season. For the following 4 years, Mozart wrote very little opera, only 2 incomplete pieces, and the one act Der Schauspielverrichter. Instead, he concentrated on his career as a concert pianist and concerto composer. Around the end of 1785, Mozart began his renowned operatic partnership with the librettist Lorenzo del Ponte. The Marriage of Figaro had a good premiere in Vienna in 1786. Its response in Prague later that year was much warmer, leading to a second collaboration with del Ponte, the opera Don Giovanni, which debuted to acclaim in Prague in October 1787. Mozart finally got a permanent job when Emperor Joseph II made him his chamber composer. In 1787, a young Ludwig van Beethoven travelled to Vienna in the hopes of studying under Mozart. There are no reliable records indicating if the two composers actually ever met. Mozart's situation deteriorated at the end of the decade. Around 1786, he stopped performing as much in public, and his income fell. Because of the Austro-Turkish War, artists in Vienna were having a difficult time, as the aristocracy's ability to finance music had declined. Mozart made many long trips around this period, trying to improve his circumstances, visiting Leipzig, Dresden and Berlin in the spring of 1789, then Frankfurt, Mannheim and other German towns in 1790. Until his final illness struck, Mozart's final year was one of great output. He composed the opera The Magic Flute, Piano Concerto No. 27, the Clarinet Concerto, the final in his series of string quintets, No. 6, the motet Ave Vernum Corpus, and his unfinished Requiem. Mozart became ill while in Prague for the premiere of his opera La Clemenza di Tito, which had been composed on commission for Emperor Leopold II's coronation festivities the previous year. He resumed his professional duties for a while, and on the 30th of September he conducted the premiere of The Magic Flute. On the 20th of November his condition deteriorated and he became bedridden, suffering from swelling, pain and vomiting. Mozart was nursed in his final days by his wife and her youngest sister, dying in his home on the 5th of December 1791, only aged 35. The exact reason of Mozart's death remains unknown. More than 100 causes of death have been suggested by researchers, including acute rheumatic fever, streptococcal infection, influenza, mercury poisoning, and a rare kidney disease. To this day, Mozart is regarded as one of the greatest composers in the history of Western music. I hope you found this video enjoyable as well as educational. Make sure to check out our other videos on a range of historical matters. Thanks for watching.